It's your boy Crypto Blood and welcome back to the channel. Do me a favor and smack that thumbs up and punch that subscribe button if you haven't already. And this is my 2 cents, a series I'm bringing back to CBTV that covers all non-crypto related news that you should know about today. For all crypto related news, please view the My 2 Satoshi streams live, which occur on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. In today's episode, we are going to look at what Tucker Carlson has said for the first time since being ousted by Fox, and also cover the legendary Jerry Springer's death. You won't believe how old he was. So first, Tucker Carlson. In recent news, Tucker Carlson, the popular conservative television personality, has departed from Fox News. Well, really fired from Fox. He broke his silence today on Twitter by sharing a video statement where he discussed the current state of media and the country as a whole. If you don't know much about Tucker Carlson, he was born in San Francisco, California, and has had a long and varied professional career. After attending Trinity College in Hartford, Connecticut, he began his career as a journalist in the early 90s, working as a staff writer for several newspapers and magazines. In 2000, Carlson co-founded The Daily Caller, a conservative news and opinion website. He also served as a political commentator for CNN and MSNBC, and he hosted the primetime show Tucker on PBS from 2005 to 2008. Carlson joined Fox News in 2009 as a contributor and began hosting the weekend show Fox and Friends Weekend. He also served as a fill-in host for several other shows before taking on the 7 p.m. slot in 2016 with the show Tucker Carlson Tonight. Over the years, Carlson has become one of the most popular and controversial figures in the media industry, with his outspoken conservative views and commentary often generating heated debates and backlash from his critics. Tucker's long-term support for the Republican Party has not stopped him from criticizing the party's leadership, including former President Donald Trump. Carlson's criticism of Trump ranged from his handling of the COVID-19 pandemic to his personal behavior. In late 2020, Carlson was one of the few conservative voices to publicly criticize Trump's legal team's claim of widespread voter fraud in the 2020 presidential election. He also questioned Trump's handling of the Capitol riot in January of 2021, calling it wrong and stupid. But despite his past differences, Carlson and Trump seem to have mended their relationship in recent weeks. Trump appeared on Carlson's show for an interview in early April 2023, which was widely viewed as a sign of reconciliation between the two men. The interview covered a range of topics, including Trump's thoughts on the Biden administration, the COVID-19 pandemic, and the 2020 election. The interview also highlighted the ongoing influence of Carlson in conservative circles, as he remains a popular and influential figure within the GOP. If you hadn't seen it, I would suggest definitely checking it out. A fan or not of Trump, it was a great interview. But in his latest video, Tucker talked about taking a break from the constant noise of debates on television, which allowed him to see how many genuinely nice and decent people there are in this country and how they care about the truth. He also noted that most of the debates on television are irrelevant and will mean nothing in the coming years. In his video, Carlson alleged that the major political parties and their donors collude to shut down discussion on undeniably big topics such as war, civil liberties, emergent science, demographic change, corporate power, and natural sources. He believes that there aren't many places left where Americans can speak honestly, and said that he will see his fans soon. Let's take a listen.
Good evening, it's Tucker Carlson. One of the first things you realize when you step outside the noise for a few days is how many genuinely nice people there are in this country. Kind and decent people, people who really care about what's true, and a bunch of hilarious people also, a lot of those. It's gotta be the majority of the population, even now. So that's heartening. The other thing you notice when you take a little time off is how unbelievably stupid most of the debates you see on television are. They're completely irrelevant. They mean nothing. In 5 years, we won't even remember that we had them. Trust me, as someone who's participated. And yet at the same time, and this is the amazing thing, the undeniably big topics, the ones that will define our future, get virtually no discussion at all. War, civil liberties, emerging science, demographic change, corporate power, natural resources. When was the last time you heard a legitimate debate about any of those issues? It's been a long time. Debates like that are not permitted in American media. Both political parties and their donors have reached consensus on what benefits them, and they actively collude to shut down any conversation about it. Suddenly, the United States looks very much like a one-party state. That's a depressing realization, but it's not permanent. Our current orthodoxies won't last. They're brain dead. Nobody actually believes them. Hardly anyone's life is improved by them. This moment is too inherently ridiculous to continue, and so it won't. The people in charge know this. That's why they're hysterical and aggressive. They're afraid. They've given up persuasion. They're resorting to force. But it won't work. When honest people say what's true, calmly and without embarrassment, they become powerful. At the same time, the liars who've been trying to silence them shrink, and they become weaker. That's the iron law of the universe. True things prevail. Where can you still find Americans saying true things? There aren't many places left, but there are some, and that's enough. As long as you can hear the words, there is hope. See you soon.
As for his departure from Fox News, the network said that Carlson's last hosting duty for his primetime show was on Friday, and an interim show will fill that 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time slot until a new host is named. Although the network didn't give a reason for his departure, it followed a $787 million payment Fox agreed to make to settle the lawsuit with Dominion Voting Systems. Dominion's suit accused Fox News of recklessly airing false allegations of election fraud and conspiracy theories following the 2020 presidential election, with Carlson's revealed text messages front and center in the case. While Carlson's departure from Fox News may come as a surprise to some, he has definitely made a name for himself in the media industry and will likely continue to have a presence in the public eye. What do you guys think about that? Will he go, as some say, into the political realm and possibly run for office? Or do you think he will go the independent route the way Bill O'Reilly did, the way Glenn Beck did, the way Russell Brand has, and many others? I would love to know your opinion on Tucker Carlson's future. But on to Jerry Springer's death. He was the controversial talk show host who hosted the Jerry Springer Show for almost 3 decades, starting in 1991. Springer died peacefully at his home in Chicago on Thursday, as confirmed by his publicist to the BBC News. His friend and family spokesman described Springer as an irreplaceable person, highlighting his ability to connect with people as a key factor in his success. Prior to his career in broadcasting, Springer was the mayor of Cincinnati and a political campaign advisor for Robert F. Kennedy. His chat show was notorious for on-air fights, profanity, and revelations of infidelity. It was surely seen as a symbol of lowbrow television. Springer made one of his final TV appearances in the U.S. version of The Masked Singer in October of 2022. Springer was born in London in 1944, but his family moved to New York when he was a young kid. He went on to study law and became a campaign aide to the Kennedys before entering politics himself. He was elected mayor of Cincinnati in 1977. But his political career was cut short after a scandal involving the payment of a prostitute with a personal check. Sounds familiar. Allegedly. Springer went on to host the Jerry Springer Show, which initially focused on political issues before shifting to more salacious topics. The show's confrontational format and willingness to showcase outrageous behavior made it a ratings hit. Despite its controversy, the show ran for almost 30 years and made Springer a household name. Springer's death has prompted an outpouring of tributes from fans and colleagues alike. TV presenter Piers Morgan describes him as a brilliant broadcaster who created one of the most iconic shows in TV's history. Meanwhile, former U.S. President Bill Clinton tweeted, "Jerry Springer was a gifted communicator, an accomplished public servant, and a true American original. He will be missed." Let me know your favorite Springer episode. That era reminds me of my high school days. Pure ratchetness. But that concludes this episode of My 2 Cents. Remember to comment on the topics discussed in today's video below. You never know, it might show up in a future episode. Until next time, holla.